With most countries around the world increasing fuel economy targets and tightening tailpipe emissions limits, more and more automakers are jumping on the electric vehicle bandwagon. Sure, some did, and still do, toy with the idea of setting up a hydrogen fuel cell future, but for the most part, electric vehicles are where most major automakers are currently headed. And while some so-called legacy automakers have offered electric vehicles as part of a side alternative to their main lineup of internal combustion engine vehicles, the last 12 to 15 months has witnessed a much more concerted effort to make the switch to electric, driven either by the fear of never being able to catch up with the massive lead that Tesla has in the electric vehicle marketplace, or a need to switch to electric in order to satisfy those tightening targets and eventual internal combustion engine vehicle sale bans, or of course a combination of the two. Although some companies, Renault, Nissan and General Motors, have offered longer range electric vehicle options for the last few years, they're now being joined by other automakers who had previously only offered sub 100 mile per charge cars. So far, we've seen the Volkswagen Group, including Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, Skoda and Seat, make big pushes into the world of electric vehicles after previously just producing limited volume, short-range models. BMW has just started production of its iX3 electric SUV for Europe and Asia, and both Ford and General Motors in the US are readying a number of new electric vehicles to sell as part of their mainstream lineups. Mercedes-Benz, which has to this date sold the B-Class electric drive and the Smart for2 ED, cars which were engineered for Mercedes-Benz with help from Tesla, launched the first of its new long-range ground-up EVs last year in the form of the Mercedes-Benz EQC. It was followed this year by the EQV luxury van and a longer-legged version of the Mercedes E-Vito and E-Sprinter vans, at least in Europe. Now it's just revealed teaser footage of the next 3 cars it plans to launch in the EQ family. Among them, the EQA compact SUV, the EQE mid-size sedan and EQV SUV, as well as EQS flagship high-performance sedan and an SUV variant of the same. And this will be joined by the EQB, a car we haven't seen much of yet. Today we're going to look at the teaser footage just released and ask, just who are these vehicles aimed at? But first, let's look back at the Mercedes-Benz EQC, the first of those dedicated electric Benzes to go on sale. Officially launched last year in Europe and due to go on sale in the US shortly thereafter, but pushed back not once, but twice to sometime next year at the very earliest, the EQC certainly delivers on Mercedes-Benz's legendary interior quality and ride feel. I've personally not driven one, but I've sat in one, and everything seems just as you expect a Mercedes-Benz to be. Performance-wise, the EQC 400 4MATIC, to give it its proper name, offers 300 kilowatts at the wheels from an all-wheel drivetrain. Its 80 kilowatt-hour battery pack can charge from the onboard 7.4 kilowatt AC charger, or it can use a CCS-compatible charging station at power levels of up to 110 kilowatts. Its top speed, 112 miles per hour or 180 kilometers per hour, is far lower than your average Mercedes-Benz, but that is primarily because of the need to preserve range, which is either 220 miles, 354 kilometers on the EPA test cycle, or 259 miles, 417 kilometers on the WLTP test cycle, depending on where you live in the world. But so far, even in its home market of Germany, the EQC's sales figures have not been good. Admittedly, Mercedes-Benz doesn't publish official figures, but if vehicle registration data is anything to go by, less than 400 EQCs were sold in Germany last year, and around 300 or so in the first 6 months of this. Even one of the shareholders of Daimler, which is Mercedes-Benz parent company, lambasted the EQC as being, quote, too late, too expensive, and too boring for customers to want. And with the Tesla Model Y due to head to Europe, I'm sure it wouldn't help European sales of the EQC at all. But maybe these new models Mercedes-Benz is promising will help the brand gain some more electric customers. Or maybe they won't. Let's look at them one by one. The EQA first. Based on the GLA and Daimler's powertrain flexible architecture, this compact SUV originally started life as a hatchback, but has morphed over the last few years into a crossover as it's neared production. It's expected to enter into production this year, with deliveries starting early next. Specifications do seem a little vague right now, but I've been told to expect a 60 kWh battery pack and, if rumours are correct, a range of around 310 miles or 500 kilometres on one charge. Front-wheel drive will be standard for lower entry models, with a dual-motor performance variant said to be coming for a higher price in the future. Who is this car for? Well, if I'm honest, if Mercedes-Benz can price it right, that is, this could be a great contender against high-end Model Y, the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Volkswagen ID.4. Sure, it might not be as affordable as some of those cars, but I'm guessing if it attracts enough attention in Europe, where incentives are decent and people tend towards smaller crossovers, it could actually sell quite well. Will it come to the US? Honestly, I'm doubtful at the present time, based on how the EQC has been treated. Then there is the EQS, a car Mercedes-Benz has been teasing us for some time now. Based loosely on the new S-Class, it will be an out-and-out luxury vehicle with high performance, high range, and lots of onboard tech. While we haven't seen the production version of the EQS yet, Mercedes-Benz has only shown the prototype EQS and the EQS Vision concept before it. The video footage shared by Mercedes-Benz this week shows what looks to be a near-production intent EQS going through final testing. Unlike the EQA, which shares its powertrain flexible architecture platform with the GLA, the EQS is built on Mercedes-Benz brand new dedicated large electric platform, codenamed EVA. As anyone who's been in the electric vehicle world for a while will tell you, building a new electric vehicle on a ground-up EV-only platform has distinct advantages, including the ability to pack in more batteries, lengthen the wheelbase, and increase interior volume when compared to a car that shares its chassis with an ICE vehicle. According to Mercedes-Benz official press release, the EQS will offer ranges of up to 700 km per charge, 434 miles per charge on the WLTP test cycle. Since that test is known to be a little optimistic, I'm going to peg the real-world achievable range of the longest-legged variant to be somewhere nearer to 650 kilometres, which is, 403 miles. In other words, the exact kind of range that's currently offered by the 2020 Tesla Model S Long Range Plus. Will the new EQS compete against that vehicle in terms of performance? I'm guessing the answer will be yes. Will it compete in terms of sticker price? No way. Expect the EQS to be upwards of $130,000 or equivalent when it goes on sale. Its interior will, in no uncertain terms, blow anything Tesla currently offers out of the water. And honestly, if I had to guess as a direct competitor to this vehicle, well, it would have to be the Lucid Air sedan. And assuming both cars can keep to their production schedule, they should launch within about 6 months of one another. Interestingly, Mercedes-Benz also showcased another prototype it's working on that I assume isn't quite as ready for production as the EQS. It's called the EQS SUV, and as the name suggests, it's an SUV variant of the EQS. Think luxury end, high ticket, high performance, but an SUV. Like Model X size, but again, probably more than a Model X. So who will buy these two cars? Well, they're cars for the 1%, for people who either want to stay loyal to the Mercedes-Benz brand or feel that the Model S or Model X are too clinical and tech-focused. It's for those who can afford to pay extra for the extra interior opulence and the sound deadening that Mercedes-Benz is legendary for. Like the EQE that I'm going to discuss in a second, I think it'll also be popular with premium services like limousine companies and airport transfer companies. Will the EQS outsell Tesla? No. Absolutely not. But then it's not meant to. Mercedes-Benz electric cash cow isn't going to be the EQS. It'll be the EQA and EQB, another car that's coming in the near future, but which we know practically nothing about other than it's promised to the market in 2021. Then we have the EQE. It is, in Mercedes-Benz's own words, a business limousine of the future. It's not a car that your run-of-the-mill car buyer will opt for. And if we look at the price difference between the GLC SUV and the EQC SUV as a guide, the EQC is nearly $30,000 more than the GLC SUV starting price. I'm guessing the EQE will retail for close to $80,000 or $90,000 before incentives. Spec-wise, we don't have much to go on, but leaked documents from China seem to suggest that the EQE could have a far more powerful motor setup than the EQC, with a sprint time that's more in line with an AMG E-Class than an entry-level E-Class. It's expected to have a larger battery too, although I don't know final specifications, and to have a range that's close to 370 miles, so 600 kilometers. Who is this for? Well, unlike the EQA, which I think will sit in that weird market segment occupied by high-end variants of regular cars and entry-level premium models, the EQE will be a car that will be well outside the price point of regular car buyers, and to that end, well beyond the price point of a Model 3 or maybe even an entry-level Model S. But this isn't a tech-focused car with high-end performance and tech-savvy features. It's, again, a luxury premium model, which, as I've already hinted, will likely be one that could find home in a premium luxury fleet service, such as a limousine company, an airport transfer service, or a VIP transport specialist. With no internal combustion engine too, expect the interior of the larger than today's E-classes, but with a smaller outside footprint. Eventually, according to Mercedes-Benz's press release, we're going to see an EQE SUV variant, just like the EQS SUV variant, which may fit more squarely into the luxury prestige market and offer a cross-shop against other luxury German brands, think Porsche Taycan Cross Turismo. So there you have it. Mercedes-Benz is making a big push towards electric vehicles. The EQA and EQB may make some inroads into the plug-in marketplace, but I'm guessing it won't be performance specs and range which will sell these cars. It'll be the brand recognition, the prestige, and the high quality of interiors that Mercedes-Benz is known for. That's it for today's video. As always, thanks so much to the folks on my right for being our $15 to $49 a month Patreon supporters. Special thanks to our $50 a month patrons, that's John Lyons, Ray Jean Fellows and Jeffrey Songster, and our deepest gratitude to our $100 a month Patreon supporters, Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, JP Fagerback, and Sean Ueda. You can join all of these amazing Patreon supporters by becoming one yourself through following the links below. You'll also find a link so you can send us a donation through Ko-fi or Bitcoin if you wish. There's a link to our free Discord server, so sign up and join in the fun. And don't forget to check out our new t-shirts and other neat merch, which is now in our brand new Redbubble store. After the names are finished scrolling, you will see a suggestion for a new video to watch from this channel, so please consider watching it if you haven't, and I'll be back very soon. Thanks for joining me, and as always, keep evolving!